It's no secret that NBA players have been caught on camera in some truly shocking moments with their fans.
In an elevator?
Different women have different fantasies, and you wanted to make sure they reach their fantasy. That was my thing.
From Magic Johnson being filmed during wild encounters with multiple admirers, to Tristan Thompson's infamous cheating scandal that unfolded live on tape, and even Josh Giddey's viral controversy involving an underage fan, these incidents have left fans stunned and the league's image shaken. In this video, we're taking a closer look at the moments NBA stars were caught crossing the line with fans, starting with one of the most disturbing cases in basketball history, Karl Malone. Karl Malone, famously nicknamed the Mailman, for his consistent ability to deliver points throughout his legendary career with the Utah Jazz, carried a dark secret that would ultimately taint his Hall of Fame legacy. Back in 1983, when Malone was a 20-year-old sophomore at Louisiana Tech University, he became involved in what can only be described as a predatory relationship with Gloria Bell, a 13-year-old girl from his hometown of Summerfield, Louisiana. Under Louisiana law, where the age of consent is 17, this relationship was considered statutory sexual assault. The disturbing relationship led to Bell becoming pregnant at just 13 years old and giving birth to their son, Demetrius Bell, in 1984. What made this case even more horrifying wasn't just the blatant illegality of a college athlete engaging with a middle school girl. It was Malone's refusal to acknowledge paternity, or take any responsibility for his actions. The scandal was so shocking that it spawned headlines years later with phrases like, "An NBA legend got a 12-year-old girl pregnant, and the baby went to the NFL." Despite being considered one of the greatest power forwards of all time, and leading the Jazz to back-to-back NBA Finals appearances in the 1990s, Malone's personal life was clouded by this disturbing truth. Gloria Bell's parents filed a paternity lawsuit against Malone in 1986, which was quietly settled out of court a few years later between 1988 and 1989, with Malone agreeing to pay an undisclosed amount. But despite clear legal grounds for prosecution, no criminal charges were ever filed, a stark reflection of how differently cases involving rising athletic stars were handled in small-town Louisiana during the 1980s. Demetrius Bell, the son born from this tragic situation, grew up to become an NFL player. Yet he revealed that he only met his father once, after graduating from high school. During that meeting, Malone reportedly told him it was too late to start a father-son relationship and that he would have to find his own way in life. This rejection added another layer of heartbreak to an already painful story. Despite growing up without Malone's support, Demetrius managed to build a successful athletic career of his own, though he carried the emotional weight of abandonment from one of the NBA's biggest icons. In a surprising twist, years later, the two reportedly reconciled, with Bell even calling Malone his best friend in a 2020 tweet. But this reconciliation came decades too late to undo the emotional damage. What remains particularly unsettling is how Malone's past stayed largely hidden throughout his career, only resurfacing during major media moments like ESPN's The Last Dance in 2020 and the 2023 NBA All-Star Weekend. When confronted about the controversy in 2023, Malone coldly dismissed any discussion, saying, "I'm not discussing any of that. That's my life, my personal life." His unapologetic tone revealed a complete lack of remorse or accountability for the pain he caused. The next case on this list involves Kobe Bryant, whose 2003 sexual assault allegations marked one of the most infamous legal battles in sports history. On June 30, 2003, Bryant, then 24 and at the height of his basketball stardom, arrived at the Lodge and Spa at Cordillera in Edwards, Colorado, for what was supposed to be a routine knee surgery. What began as a simple hotel stay spiraled into a criminal investigation that would forever alter his public image. The incident involved 19-year-old hotel concierge Caitlin Faber, who interacted with Bryant during his check-in and later gave him a private tour of the resort. According to the prosecution, what started as consensual kissing turned into sexual assault when Faber told Bryant to stop, but he continued. She later left the room visibly distraught, with blood on her underwear and Bryant's shirt. physical evidence that became central to the case. Initially, Bryant denied any sexual contact during his first police interview on July 2nd, but when confronted with DNA evidence, he changed his story, admitting that the encounter had been consensual. On July 18, 2003, in a televised press conference alongside his wife Vanessa, Bryant publicly admitted to committing adultery but firmly denied the assault allegations, expressing deep regret for betraying his wife. The case continued for over a year, with Faber enduring intense public harassment, leaked personal information, and even death threats from Bryant's fans. In September 2004, after jury selection began, she decided she could no longer testify due to the immense emotional strain, leading to the dismissal of the criminal case. However, she later filed a civil lawsuit, which was settled in March 2005 for over $2.5 million. Bryant's written apology was particularly telling. He stated, "Although I truly believe this encounter was consensual, I recognize now that she did not view this incident the same way." This admission implied a deeper acknowledgement of wrongdoing without directly admitting guilt. The controversy followed Bryant for the rest of his life. Even after his tragic death in 2020, the case resurfaced as fans debated how to balance his legendary basketball legacy with the serious allegations that once overshadowed it. The settlement and the apology suggested that while criminal guilt wasn't proven, the case carried significant weight. Then there's Derrick Rose, whose shocking fall from grace might be one of the darkest turns in NBA history. Once celebrated as Chicago's hometown hero and the youngest MVP in league history, Rose's reputation was forever damaged after being accused in a 2015 lawsuit of orchestrating a group sexual assault with two friends, Randall Hampton and Ryan Allen. According to the lawsuit filed by his ex-girlfriend, identified as Jane Doe, the assault took place on August 27, 2013, after Rose allegedly drugged her at a Beverly Hills party. Doe claimed she later woke up in her Los Angeles apartment with her dress around her neck and physical signs of assault, with little recollection of what had occurred. Rose and his co-defendants insisted the encounter was consensual, arguing that she had invited them over. But during his deposition, Rose made a shocking statement when asked why he assumed she wanted sex, saying, "We men, you can assume, like we leaving to go over to someone's house at 1 o'clock. There's nothing to talk about." His words reflected a troubling and outdated view of consent. Although police launched an investigation in 2016, no criminal charges were filed due to insufficient evidence. During the civil trial that October, the jury deliberated for just 3 hours before ruling in Rose's favor. The case sparked outrage over how assault allegations against celebrities are handled, with critics pointing to victim-blaming tactics and the intense public backlash Jane Doe faced, including death threats.